But another product that we wanted to bring is a product that is very relevant right now, and that is mūn365. This product right here is definitely creating a buzz and a conversation here in all of North America and really in all of Jeunesse, because it is a product that is extremely, like I said, relevant. You know, this is, we're about to enter October. We're in the last quarter of the year. The temperature starts to drop, and, you know, unfortunately, our immune systems have to fight a little bit harder to keep, you know, the just the foreign invaders at bay. And so we want to do the most to nourish our body, to care for our body, to care for our immune system, and really prep our immune system, you know, to be able to be at its best, to fight, you know, any type of potential, you know, sickness. And so, you know, mūn365 is a product that is packed with really, really great ingredients, from liposomal vitamin C, which you're about to hear from Christian Drapeau, and he'll tell you all of what that means. But just know that we really went for quality. You know, there are a lot of products on the market that have quantity. They, you know, that they'll pack a product with a lot, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. So we're all about the quality, and so liposomal vitamin C is a big selling point here. You know, obviously there's zinc, but it's chelated zinc. There is magnesium. There's so much in this product that, you know, what I can tell you is that this product right here, it is the baseline to help your immune system be prepped, to, you know, fight everything off. And, you know, you pair that with RevitaBlue, you pair that with Reserve, you pair that with the rest of our products, now you truly have an immune boosting cocktail. And so, you know, to go over the science behind the product, again, he's going to cover what is it, who is it for, why is this different, when you should take it, how do you pair it with the other products in our Yes system to truly have the best immune boosting regimen during this time of the year, is our one and only, very beloved Christian Drapeau. Christian, are you with us?
I am here.
There you are.
Nice seeing you, Betty.
Hi. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. And we're so honored to have you here. You know, I love hearing from Dr. Newman. I love hearing from you. You guys both have just this amazing ability of taking so much information and just bringing it down to, you know, just simple terms, and, you know, looking forward to everything you're going to teach us. So go ahead and take it away. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Betty. Well, hello, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be with you. So we will talk tonight about immune, like Betty said. And before we get into immune and talk about the product itself, let me take just a few moments to talk about the immune system, because the product by itself is simple in what it does. But if we don't have a good understanding of the immune system, then it's not clear to understand, you know, what it does. So first, we need to understand that your immune system, in spite of everything that is said, everything that you can do, that you can take, at the end of the day, when we talk about infections, whatever we talk about in this pandemic world, the most powerful strategy to support good health is your own immune system. It has evolved over thousands of years. Your immune system is really what matters the most. You know, we hear about sort of the horror stories of this pandemics, but at the end of the day, the people, I mean, so many people got it, and they did not even realize that they had it. These were the people who had a good immune system. So I'm just saying this here to underscore the importance of a good immune system. So how does an immune system work? Your immune system is a few tissues called lymphoid tissues, like your lymph node, for example, that contain various types of immune cells. If you get an infection somewhere, either you get a cold, either you cut yourself and you get an infection on your finger with bacteria getting into the cut, what happens is that you have these cells called macrophages that will go and randomly will end up at the place where there is the infection. They will recognize that there is something here that is not normal, either a bacteria or a viral infected cells. It will slowly engulf that cell, like eat it, and then go back into the blood circulation, actually it's the lymphatic circulation, come up to the first lymph node, and then we'll get a gathering there with all the other immune cells and kind of show them, look what I found. And then the other immune cells will develop a reaction to that strange material in the body. And now the immune cell leave that lymph node, go everywhere in the body, will end up where the infection is, and now these immune cells are pumped up to basically go, and anytime they see a bacteria or if a cell infected by that virus, they can recognize it right away and kill it right away. It will kill these cells by either releasing free radicals or other means that will basically kill that cell. These compounds that are released are oftentimes inflammatory. That's why you get oftentimes inflammation in the course of an immune response. So I'm saying all of this to understand that when we want to manage an immune response, we need to be able to trigger it fast, make it react fast, do the inflammation that it needs, and then suppress it. And when it releases free radicals, we need to understand that it's a double-edged sword, meaning it's like a fire. Fire in your house is great if it warms you up, if it cooks your food, but if it's outside of the oven or outside of the furnace, it's not good. So it's the same thing with free radicals. Your immune system will produce them to kill a bacteria, but you don't want them to go everywhere in the body and have an overproduction of them. Your immune system is your biggest producer of free radicals. So all of this being said, what do we want into an immune product? We want a product that stimulates immune cells, allows them to have their action, suppress the secretion or the production of inflammation and free radicals so that the effect remains local, does not become systemic, and when the reaction is over, everything calms down and goes back to normal. That's a proper immune system. So now let's go over immune and what it does in the body. So first, the first ingredient, vitamin C. You've all heard of vitamin C. Your mother probably told you, and a lot of other people, if you get a cold, make sure you take your vitamin C. There's a lot of documentation on the role of vitamin C on colds or various kinds of infection. It really supports the immune system. But vitamin C, unfortunately, is not very well absorbed. At very low amount, we absorb it well. As soon as we start to take a lot, we don't absorb it very well. So you basically lose it and it goes back into your urine. So it's not a compound that is easy to take in order to rebuild it up in the body. It's true, except if you use liposomes. So let's get into a little bit, what is this famous liposomal technology that gives us this vitamin C and liposome? So a liposome is is a sphere of lipids. So you get a compound like vitamin C that is soluble in water. And keep in mind, if you put, let's say, a drop of oil on a glass of water, they don't mix. So you need to be able to make these molecules that are soluble in water to be able to penetrate the cell wall of cells, which is lipids. So in order to do this, you take these compounds and you wrap them up into a layer of lipids that suddenly make these compounds, you disperse them, like they can easily be absorbed in your digestive tract. But once they're there in the form of liposomes, they can easily merge with the cell membrane and be absorbed into the cell. So the next video here is going to show us how this is happening in the body. So you take these compounds, any compounds that is water soluble or does not have a good absorption can be turned into a liposome. So here are the liposomes, the way that they're formed with this lipid membrane. These lipid membranes are made by very common lipids like phosphatidylcholine, as an example. So once these molecules, like vitamin C here, is wrapped up into these liposomes, the lipid of these liposomes can merge very easily with the membrane of the cells, which makes a lot of these active compounds, vitamin C here, to be absorbed into the bloodstream. So as we can see here, the comparison between the two, with liposomes, you can absorb much, much more of these compounds. And we know that vitamin C, once you've put about 100 milligrams of vitamin C in your bloodstream, you're pretty much saturating vitamin C into your lymphocytes. So at the end of the day, it is all a matter of absorption. So that's what the liposomes here are doing. So here's a graph that shows the difference between the absorption of vitamin C bound with calcium, and then liposomal vitamin C. The bottom curve is normal vitamin C, then bound with calcium, and then liposomal. And you can see here the much greater absorption of vitamin C when it is in the liposomal form. So in a nutshell here, you don't need a whole lot of vitamin C if it is well absorbed. All you need to be sure is to take a form of vitamin C that is well absorbed, and that's what we have here with liposomal vitamin C. 500 milligram per sachet of Immune, which brings plenty, what the body needs here to properly support the immune system. So I'm showing here a few studies of the benefits of vitamin C on the immune system. I will not go through them. This is not about a class of chemistry. I'm showing this strictly for no other reason than for you to see that when we say that vitamin C or any other product is good for the immune system, it is based on science and scientific articles that are published in the scientific literature. Next ingredient in Immune is eldermune. Eldermune is a concentrate 65-to-1 of elderberry juice. Elderberry has been known for a long time to be good for the immune system, good for many aspects of human health, by the way, but good for the immune system essentially because of its content in polyphenols and anthocyanins. Specifically, we're talking about 3 of those compounds: quercetin, camphorol, and isaremnitin. Forget the names, they're not relevant. I just want, again, for you to get a sense here that when we talk about how these products are good for you, there is science behind these. These compounds have been identified, they have been properly studied. And so let's look a little bit at some of these studies. Again, purely here an illustration for you to see what is coming from the scientific literature. Quercetin is found a lot it's in berries, like in eldermunes, but you also find it, for example, in oranges, in the peel of lemon, oranges. It is one of the top flavonoids or polyphenols for overall health. But here, as we can see with these studies, for the immune system. You can see one that talks about inflammation. Keep in mind, inflammation and immune system, they go together. Any kind of overactivation of the immune system leads you to inflammation. You need to suppress inflammation globally in order to properly allow an immune reaction locally. So that's what these products are doing. So that's what we have with quercetin. Camphorol is another of these compounds, polyphenols, well documented for its effect on the immune system, and specifically for its effect on virus or viral infections. So here again, you can see the studies. The last one, isaremnitin. I know these names are bizarre, but it is another common polyphenol in berries, but very high amount of this in elderberry. And again, we can see the effect of this compound on the immune system. You may have seen on some of these titles that it's not only the immune system, it is really other aspects of human health. And this is very important because as we do Immune and we promote it for the immune system, and is good for the immune system, we need to understand that a lot of these natural compounds have an effect not only on one aspect of human health, but on many aspects of human health. And this is so true for those polyphenols that we have in eldermune. Likewise with vitamin C. As an example, vitamin C is a super, not only important, but an essential cofactor for the synthesis of collagen, for example. So it is good for the immune system, but your skin cannot repair, cannot regenerate, cannot get back its youthful appearance if you do not have vitamin C. And it's the same thing for these polyphenols. They've also been documented for their effect on the skin, among other things, many aspects of human health. The last key ingredient in Immune is zinc. Just like vitamin C that is poorly absorbed, so we need to wrap it into liposomes to be properly absorbed, we have the same thing here with zinc. Zinc, like many other minerals, is not very easily absorbed. So in order to enhance the absorption of zinc, we do what is called chelation, meaning we attach zinc to a molecule, let's call it a biological molecule. What I mean by this is that life, all the molecules in the body that compose you, amino acids, protein, fats, everything in your body is all made of molecules whose basic skeleton is carbon. Carbon is the basis of life. All these molecules that have carbon can be absorbed easily by the body. So if you attach zinc to one of these molecules, like an amino acid, you basically facilitate its absorption in the body. That's what we call a chelated mineral. So let's look a little bit as to what it means. So if you have just a mineral, so it's symbolized here by the letter M, they don't all do the same thing. But if they touch a membrane, the membrane of a cell, oftentimes it is sort of negative to the cell. It's irritant to the cell. Just think about colloidal silver as an example. We use it as an antibiotic because it affects the membrane. So a lot of these minerals, without being tied to anything else, can be sort of harsh to cells. Another thing is that in your gut, parts of foods that you eat that are in your diet can also capture these minerals, like phytin, for example, that we find in beans, can capture iron, and then you don't absorb it as easily. So you absorb these minerals, and sorry, let me go back to this previous one. Okay, now let me go back. Anyway, the video doesn't matter here. What I mean to say is that as you absorb these minerals and they're not chelated, a lot of them will not be able to properly be absorbed by the lining of the intestine, and you lose a lot of them. So you absorb just a few of them. So chelation essentially is a process by which these minerals are, you see the video is, no, I think it is going. There you go. Okay, so these minerals, when they're chelated, they're attached with these amino acids, so they are no longer harsh to cell membrane. And when they are in the digestive system, also in the digestive system, they cannot be captured by molecules, parts of your food, like phytin, for example, so they cannot be trapped. So whatever you consume is not lost. It is available for absorption. And when it does go into your gut and it does meet, the lining of the intestine, your body is designed to absorb these biological molecules. So you will enhance the absorption of minerals once they are chelated. So if you need minerals, I'm talking about zinc here, but any other minerals, make sure that you take a form that is chelated. This is how you can really best absorb minerals. Just think about when you get, for example, calcium in water, and you see the deposit, in your pipes at home. Well, that does not make you having more calcium in your body. It's actually harsh in your kidney because you cannot absorb that calcium. It's not biological calcium. It's not chelated or tied to any amino acid. So here we see on the video when the zinc is properly chelated, we can absorb it very well. And if we look at the literature and what it tells us on zinc, here again, you can see plenty of scientific literature documenting the role of zinc, or at least its benefit to the immune system. Zinc is essential for the machinery that prevents viral duplication. So if you insert zinc into the machine that a virus used to replicate, you basically bog down this machine. So this is why zinc is always recommended when you get a cold or a viral infection. So here you have it in a chelated form that allows you to absorb a lot of it. And added to this whole formula, we have a number of juices coming from berries that have all been documented to have one thing in common. They're all sources of polyphenols. Because as we showed in elderberry, it contains many polyphenols, but mainly those three that we talked about, quercetin, kaempferol, and isoremnitin. Polyphenols are most effective when they're accompanied by a whole family of polyphenols. So in order to create this family of polyphenols, we add, like this in the background, juices from various berries that do contain a lot of polyphenols. So that is essentially is the formula for immune. Three main bullets for the immune system: vitamin C, zinc, and then eldermune, or these polyphenols, backed up by a number or a broad spectrum of polyphenols. But like Betty said earlier on, if you really want to be completely shielded, like armored against anything coming from the outside, you have an amazing synergy here between these three products: Immune, ReVitaBlue, and Reserve. And here's how they work. So as we have seen, in Immune, we have the elderberry, we have the vitamin C, we have the zinc, and a broad but, let's say, low concentration family of polyphenols. If you want to boost these polyphenols even further, well, you already have, for most of you, you take Reserve every day. So now you get more of these polyphenols, more specifically resveratrol, but it really boosts the polyphenol, the family of polyphenols that you have with Immune. And then the important thing here with the combination with ReVitaBlue is that ReVitaBlue just happens to contain compounds that will do what Immune does not do in the immune system, or it's not the strongest thing that it does. So, for example, ReVitaBlue contains AFA that was documented to support the activation and the migration of one specific type of immune cells called natural killer cells. They are the cells in your body that go around to find either virally infected cells or cancer cells, and then they eliminate them. It's the part of your immune system that is specific for those functions. Well, AFA contains a polysaccharide that supports that part of the immune system. Sea buckthorn berry extract happens to contain a broad variety of polyphenols, but also those polyphenols that we have in elderberry. So it kind of boosts the effect of Eldermune. It contains beta-glucan that also support the immune system, and we know the effect of aloe vera on the immune system. So as you combine these three products together, you're really giving your immune system an amazing boost to meet the world that we're facing today. And again, there's nothing stronger than your immune system here to face the global situation that we're meeting today. So that's what I wanted to share with you, Betty. So back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christian, for that incredible training, and always great to hear from you. So much knowledge that I always get, and so much that we learn. So I want us to drop a 10 in the comment box below. I was watching on Facebook and on Jeunesse Live for these incredible products, incredible trainings. And, Christian, I look forward to the many more products that we're going to be developing, because, our field, our community deserves the best. And I'm just so proud to say that we've got somebody like you doing the research, and putting these products together. So thank you so much.